Jason Kelce began the latest New Heights podcast episode by giving a rousing, playful introduction for their guest, describing her as a singer, songwriter, producer, and director hailing from Nashville, Tennessee, though he soon corrected himself, noting Taylor Swift was in fact from Reading, Pennsylvania. Jason detailed her record-shattering career, stating she was the most awarded artist in the history of the American Music Awards, Billboard Music Awards, and iHeartRadio Music Awards, while Travis Kelce chimed in with amazement, reacting to her 14 Grammy wins and 4 Album of the Year titles, a first in history. Jason continued, recalling how Taylor's recent Eras tour had shattered attendance records, with 149 shows across 51 cities and 5 continents, and how her last album, which he jokingly called The Torture Police Department, had earned 1.76 billion streams globally in its first week, leaving Travis incredulous at those numbers. As the podcast intro faded, the camera showed Travis in a mustard yellow hoodie and Taylor in a striking blue floral shirt, both sitting before their microphones under studio lights, headphones on, looking both relaxed and excited. Jason joined by video call, eager as ever, and teased Travis about his mysterious smile, while Taylor seemed to be holding back a secret. Travis opened the show, telling listeners he had a special announcement to make, and that he was thrilled to finally make it public. Taylor, looking into the camera, confirmed the news, saying they'd decided to share details of their wedding plans, and most notably their guest list. Taylor explained that while most celebrity couples kept their wedding details private to avoid media scrutiny or wild rumors, she and Travis had agreed it was much more fun and meaningful to share such news directly with their fans on New Heights, where they could be themselves. Travis agreed, joking that the reveal would also create one of the most talked-about podcast episodes of all time. Jason, hearing this from his video feed, burst out laughing and asked if they were serious about announcing their guest list to millions. Taylor answered that they were, adding that Jason himself was the very first name on their MC list, which made Jason feign panic about being followed by paparazzi and ask how long the list actually was. Taylor, holding a decorated wooden board, and Travis, opening his laptop, began revealing the guest groups, with Travis reading each name with a sense of pride and excitement. They started with family, listing Andrea and Scott Swift, Taylor's parents, along with Donna and Ed Kelce, Travis's parents, as well as Kylie Kelce and her daughters Finley, Wyatt, Elliot, and Bennett, and Taylor's younger brother Austin. Travis reminisced about meeting Taylor's parents for the first time in Nashville, recalling it felt like a job interview, while Taylor shared how she'd met Donna Kelce in the VIP box at a Chiefs game and immediately felt like part of the family. Next, they moved on to friends from the NFL, with names like Patrick and Brittany Mahomes, Chris Jones, Harrison Butker, and several of Travis's Chiefs teammates. Travis chuckled as he described Patrick Mahomes' enthusiastic response to his invitation, saying Patrick wanted to catch the bouquet for fun. Then came the group of music and Hollywood stars, Selena Gomez, Blake Lively, and Ryan Reynolds, Ed Sheeran, who Taylor insisted would not escape singing duties, Gigi Hadid, Sophie Turner, and several other directors and musicians they had worked with. Taylor said she wanted the wedding to feel like a concert, and a Super Bowl rolled into one. Travis paused the list, looked at Taylor, and announced they had one more very special guest, someone who would put on a performance to surprise everyone. But he refused to reveal the name yet, challenging listeners to guess. The live chat exploded with suggestions, from Beyoncé to Paul McCartney, and even Jason rapping. Travis and Taylor then explained that the wedding would be held at a venue with special meaning to them both, large enough to fit their huge guest list, and that their vision was for everyone to walk into a fairy tale, complete with the atmosphere of a football tailgate and a beer garden, plus fireworks to close out the night. Taylor said this first round was just the beginning and that they'd be sharing more names in upcoming episodes, promising fans a wedding no one would ever forget. She smiled at Travis and squeezed his hand across the table, thanking everyone for tuning in and saying she hoped to see them at the wedding. The internet exploded when Taylor Swift later announced in a clip that she would also be releasing her 12th studio album, The Life of a Showgirl, on Travis's podcast, marking her first time ever appearing on a podcast, a momentous occasion she reserved for her boyfriend of 2 years. Observant fans noticed a book titled Casawabi in the background, belonging to a non-profit art foundation on Mexico's Pacific coast that had served as a wedding venue before, sparking rumors that Taylor and Travis might have already tied the knot there or were planning to do so. The foundation expressed delight at seeing their book in Taylor's video and extended an open invitation for her to visit and learn more about their community projects. They explained how their organization's mission was to create positive impacts through art, education, and social engagement, firmly believing that art could awaken sensitivity, ignite imagination, and create new relationships among people. Gossip about Taylor and Travis's engagement had been swirling for months, and Travis only added fuel to the fire during a recent GQ interview where he discussed his parents' marriage and eventual divorce, saying they'd always been partners for the sake of their children and had managed to keep things harmonious despite drifting apart. Travis reflected on how hard it could be for parents to keep romance alive while raising a family and balancing careers, but he said he was determined to do whatever it took to make things work with his future wife, noting that seeing his friends' parents stay together and thrive was an example he hoped to follow in his own marriage. During the podcast, Jason commented on how surreal it was to see his brother and Taylor sharing their plans with the world, joking that he'd never have. Imagine being at the top of the wedding MC list and teasing that he'd have to practice his public speaking. Taylor and Travis laughed, telling Jason he'd better bring his A game and that the wedding wouldn't be complete without his signature sense of humor. The couple shared a few anecdotes about their families, with Taylor describing how her mom had already started planning matching outfits and how Travis's dad had volunteered to coordinate the tailgate section. Travis admitted he was nervous about blending two big families with such different traditions, but said it was exciting to create something new together. Taylor revealed she wanted the ceremony music to feature a mix of her songs, Travis's favorite, tracks and special performances by close friends. Travis added that he'd convinced some of his Chiefs teammates to join a surprise wedding band, and Jason joked that he'd be happy to rap if needed, prompting Taylor to say the after-party would be legendary. Taylor spoke about how meaningful it was to share these moments on New Heights, a place where she and Travis could be honest and true to themselves, and where fans could join them for every step of the journey. Travis thanked their listeners for all the support, saying he never expected to find love and community in the same place, and that he couldn't wait to celebrate with everyone. Taylor closed by saying the wedding would be filled with music, laughter, and family, and that she hoped it would inspire others to believe in fairy tales and happy endings. Jason signed off by reminding fans to tune in for more updates and to subscribe for the next big reveal, promising that the New Heights podcast was just getting started. Taylor and Travis waved at the camera, beaming as the episode wrapped, leaving everyone wondering what surprises were still to come and whether they'd just witnessed the start of a new chapter in one of the world's most watched love stories.